Alright, welcome back guys. In today's video we're going to be discussing three things. We're going to be discussing what a for loop is, what a while loop is, and then we're going to be talking about what range is and how it is used within our for loop statement. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. And if you are watching this video and you do not know why or how to get Jupyter Notebooks, feel free to go into one of my previous videos. I'll do a little pop-up tag over here. And it'll show you basically how to run Jupyter Notebooks on your system. We're going to start off with the question, what is range? Alright, what is range? So if you're not familiar with any programming language, you're going to catch on relatively quickly. When you're running a for loop, this is what happens. You have a start and you have a finish. How many times you're going to repeat the same process? X amount of times, I amount of times, J amount of times. And if you remember, the letters I'm saying, they're just going to be variables. So now let's dive into range. So what is range? What is the syntax for range? So range is going to look like this, range, and we'll give it a range of 10. And we're going to run it by just doing shift return. If you're on Mac OS, if not, shift enter. We run it. Range, it gives me range 0, 10. Interesting. Let's explore a little bit deeper. We'll go into the type. And remember that, 0 to 10. 0 to 10, just remember that. So this is the type. The type is going to be range. Here, let me just fix that up real quick. So there you have it. So yeah, we have a type. The type of range is range. Yeah, there you go. And let's keep on heading down. You know what? Never mind, I'm going to change this up. I'll do it like that. And then if we have a type, we do the same thing. We just do range, and we do a 10, and it gives us range. All right, so now we have the general idea. It's 0 to 10 because we're inputting 10. This is what it does. It basically creates a list. If you remember, our lists are going to look something like this. We're gonna have 0, 1, and we're gonna have 2, all the way. I'll do all the way all the way to 10. If you remember. So now we're ready to jump into our main discussion, which is gonna be the for loops and the while loops. So for loops are basically, think of a list. So if you recall what I was just talking about, range. You're doing a list. You're starting from index X all the way to index N. So now for for loops, let's assume that you have this list. So we'll call this X, and we're gonna create a list of random numbers. Here we'll do 20, we'll do 30, and we'll do 100, and we'll do 50, and we'll do 25, and then we'll do 25 again. So what is this? This is going to be 50, 50, 100, 200, 250. So this is equal to 250. That's the sum. Let's first do this. Range. How are we going to implement range? Okay, so in order to get this, we're going to want to get the range. So what's the range? It goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, that's the index, but we want the range of this. So here we have 3, here we have 3, so that's a total of 6. So we're going to want to get a range of 6. We're going to want to get a range of 6. So if we enter this, we're going to get a range from 0 to 6. But now here's the easier way. We just do length of x, and it gives us 6. Right, so now we can implement this over here for range, and we can do length of x to condense it into one line of code. So now let's keep on going down, and I have already done the the format for the syntax for the loop. So we're going to want to do something similar to this. It's going to be for I, any variable you want. This is basically your starting point. I is going to be equal to 0, it can be equal to 5, whatever number you need it to be, and it's going to be for I in range 2. So for I is going to start at 0 or whatever number you decide to start that variable at, but for our sake, let's just start at 0. So for 0 in range of 2. So if we've already discussed how range works, it goes from 0 to 5. It's going to give us 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a total of 5. So now let's go over here. So we executed X up here, and we got 20, 30, 50, 100, and 25, 25, 25. So now let's do a for loop. Let's print out every single number in this list. So for I in range, and we're going to do the length of X, and we're going to do our colon because it's over here. We have a colon, so for I in range, colon, and we're going to want to do enter. Remember, we got to have indentation, and if we want to break out, here we'll do code here. If you want to break out, we can start doing code over here, and this is separate. Code here, separate, out of scope. Okay, it's out of scope of our for loop. So now let's write, what do we want to do? We're going to want to print every single element within our array. So just to refresh, let's get X over here. Let's get our X over here. So now how would we approach this? So we're going to start at, so for I is 0 in range of length of 6. So we'll just say it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a total of 6. Alright, so I 0 is 20, 1 is 30, and so on, so on. So we're going to want to print from our list, which is X, and we're going to call in I. So let's see what we get. We get 20, 30, 100, 50, 25, 25, and 25. And as you can see, it's in order. It's in linear order. It has a linear order. So yeah, that's pretty much the general idea you want in order for lists and for loops. And now we can also do this manually. So over here, let's insert another one. Let's go below, and we're just going to copy and paste this code from above. And instead of doing range length 0, we can do it manually, and we can do it 0 to 6, and we'll get the same amount of numbers. So now let's discuss something very important. So here, let's insert a cell. We're going to be talking about, we're going to do loops on lists. Loops on lists? What does that mean? Well, let's show you. So we're going to do for, and we'll just say this fruit. That's our variable. For fruit in bowl. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what's fruit? What's bowl? Alright, well, let's keep going. So we're going to create a new list. We're going to call this bowl. And what's in our bowl? We're going to have strawberries. Yeah. Strawberries. And I'm sorry if I don't know how to spell, but it's late at night. Orange, and school's tomorrow, so yeah, online school. I don't know what fruit. Banana. Alright, we'll just keep it simple and keep it 3. So for fruit, I don't even know. Yeah, fruit. For fruit in bowl. Okay, so inside, well, okay, first things first, we're not using range, so what metric are we using in order to go through this list? Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is loops on lists specifically. So we're not going to be using the range function, or we're not going to be explicitly indicating from point A to point B. So in order to do this, well, here we'll iterate through the whole entire list, and we're just going to do print. Oh yeah, we're going to print fruit. Let's see if it works. Oh, I had already ran it. Sorry. But yeah, it works. And so basically what this is doing, so fruit in bowl, so fruit 0 starts off with index for strawberries. Then after it's done, it's going to increment fruit to 1 in bool. So in bool, so it's going to go orange, and it's going to be bananas. Very interesting, very powerful. And that should conclude for lists. So let's hop into while loops. What are while loops? While loops are very, very, very similar to that of for loops, but while loops are built on meeting a certain condition, right? So while for loops are trying to stay within their condition, while loops will not stop, and I mean will not stop or will not execute if they do not explicitly, and I mean explicitly, meet their condition. So let's go ahead and we'll write up the syntax really quick. So we'll do syntax while loops. So syntax for while loops. So we'll do while, and then we'll just say z does not equal 1, you know, something easy, right? So while z does not equal 1, and over here we'll make z equals 0, and we're gonna do the same thing, semicolon. Oh wait, this is the syntax. Well, I'll give you the syntax in like this, and then over here we're just gonna do code here. So now let's jump on into here, and now let's get a problem. We're gonna call this numbers, and we're gonna make a list. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're gonna make 8. Yeah, we'll do this. So now we're gonna make I equal to 0. We're gonna make num equal to 0. So now we're gonna create the while statement. So while num equals, does not equal 1. What we're gonna do is, so while num does not equal 1, that is our condition we're setting forth. So what are we gonna want to do here? Let's get the length. So we'll add in our if statement. So if I is going to be our counter, so if I equals length of numbers, and then inside here we're just going to convert num equals num plus 1, right? That's our very last condition, and we're just going to iterate over it. So each time we go into this block, it's going to go I plus equals I, plus equals I itself. Here, I'll do 1, my bad. Then over here we're just going to print out I. Yep. That gives us our length of numbers. But yeah, no, the problem is we're going to try to find the length, using a while loop. And so we're going to be using while num does not equal 1. That's our condition. And so then if we're going to change our condition to, break out of it. And you got to be really careful when using while loops, because you get sticky situations. You can run into infinite loops, and I'll demonstrate it right now. I'll do 0 instead of 1. You're not going to get anything. You see the star is going to keep on going, you're going to get an error, because it's not going to be able to find an end. So here, let me pause that session, and yeah, you get an error. So yeah, there you go. That's 8. So that pretty much concludes our whole idea on while loops, for loops, and range. I hope you found this video entertaining and you learned something. So if you did, please like and subscribe. I've been looking at my videos, the analytics, so some people are watching. So thank you to those. And yeah, I'm getting ready to start school tomorrow. Well, today, I'll start I have class in C++, theoretical computer science. I'm going to be wrapping up algorithms and data structures. I'm very, very excited about that. So, which other class am I taking? I'm taking one more. Oh, yes, an operating system. So I'm going to be learning a lot of juicy materials. So if you want to I'm going to try to make videos on them. It's sort of how I want to study. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next time. Peace.